Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, March 7th. Well, it was a big swing and a miss yesterday for the storm and for the forecast in terms of snowfall here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It just did not occur. I thought there would be much higher precipitation amounts farther to the north along southeastern Pennsylvania into New Jersey. It was pretty much confined to below the Mason-Dixon line. In the immediate DC area, it was just a little bit too warm for the snow to accumulate there. There was a mixture of rain and snow just to the west of the district. Didn't have to go too far to get substantial snow. Culpeper, Virginia, for example, had 13 inches of snow, and there were reports of up to 20 inches across western Virginia and eastern West Virginia. Places like the Skyline Drive got pummeled by the snow, but it just did not materialize from DC points east and north into southeastern Pennsylvania. Here's the very latest snow map here, and there was a little bit of snow at the very end of the storm right along the coast here in the Delmarva Peninsula and in central part of New Jersey. Very light, but nonetheless it did end as a little bit of snow there. Nothing on the ground here in southeastern Pennsylvania across basically from DC and points to the east. Now here's where the storm actually did work out pretty well. We thought the heaviest snow would be in this region right here. It ended up the higher elevation regions of eastern West Virginia, western Virginia. Again, some reports of up to 20 inches or so. Charlottesville got hit hard. Culpeper had more than a foot. Dulles Airport had several inches of snow, just 20-25 miles or so west of the district. District itself ended up with very little as it mixed with rain and snow. Now, the odd part about this whole coastal storm, it'll actually get a second chance to produce some snow in at least parts of the northeastern section of the country late tonight and early tomorrow. It actually will swing a trough that extends from the center of the low down the New England coast over the next 24 hours, and there can be some snow in New York City later on tonight into early tomorrow, and even as far south and west as the Philadelphia region on the light side. Nonetheless, can be a few slippery spots by the morning rush hour. It looks like across DC that precipitation will stay to the north and east, and it'll stay dry. Let's get into this next 24 hours or so right now. Well, here's the current surface map, and that storm that moved along the southern part of Virginia off the southeastern Virginia coast moved well offshore, but has kind of run into a blocking pattern in the upper atmosphere, and it's just sitting and spinning there. And ultimately, it'll have a trough extending from that center of the surface low, and that trough will swing all the way along the New England coast over the next 12 to 24 hours southwestward, and precipitation is already starting to wrap around here, kind of in an unusual way. And it looks like it'll be a mixture of rain and snow for a while, and then change over to mostly snow later tonight into early tomorrow across New York and the Philadelphia region. Again, it looks like that will not extend farther south and west in the Mason-Dixon line, and the farther north and east, the heavier the precipitation in the next 12 to 24 hours or so. Here's the latest radar loop from the Penn State EWAL site with precipitation type by color here, and as we can see, there is a tendency already for this to start swinging from the northeast toward the southwest, and in fact it'll envelop this whole area here. They could get several inches of snow in parts of New England out of this inverted trough that will be swinging southwestward along the coast over the next 24 hours or so, and even a few inches in New York City late tonight, early tomorrow. I expect small accumulations in southeastern Pennsylvania, probably on the order of a coating to a couple of inches or so. Can be some slippery spots on untreated surfaces early tomorrow. Once this trough swings on out of the region later tomorrow, it'll kind of open the door for some much nicer weather starting this weekend, with mild weather expected especially for Sunday and Monday. In fact, an outright spring fever alert for those 2 days, as temperatures should climb well up into the 50s in many mid-Atlantic locations. That won't last too long, though. A strong cold front comes through on Tuesday with some rain, followed by colder air for the middle part of next week. Well, before we take a look at the surface forecast maps from last night's GFS model run, the 0Z model run, I thought we'd take a look at the current upper level chart. This is the 500 millibar way up in the atmosphere, about 18,000 feet or so. And this is the current situation. Here's where the upper low is situated, right on top of that surface low, well off the coast. But notice this second wave here in the upper part of the atmosphere. And again, this is the current situation. This basically kind of comes in this direction here over the next 12 hours or so, and that plays a role in setting up this inverted trough that'll swing down the coast over the next 12 to 24 hours from the northeast to the southwest. Let's jump ahead 12 hours. And here's the forecast map for this evening, and that continues a trend to drop to the south and east, kind of getting pulled in by this original upper level low and sitting off the mid-Atlantic coast. So all of this is setting up this inverted trough of low pressure that will extend from the surface low in this fashion and drive down the coast over the next day or so. Well, let's take a look at the surface forecast maps from last night's 0Z GFS model run in 6-hour increments from this evening, about 7 o'clock this evening. Then we'll look at 1 a.m., 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Here is the surface low as of this evening, still in the same location as it is right now. Pretty much ran into a block in the upper part of the atmosphere. You can see this surface high pressure kind of extending out this way. There's large high pressure here throughout the atmosphere, and it's not allowing the storm to pull out to the north and east. And here's the precipitation area. There's kind of an extension of a surface low from here. You can see this darker green right here representing some precipitation, and watch how this moves in this fashion over the next 12 hours or so. In fact, let's jump ahead to the next 6 hours. And here's the forecast map 6 hours later, 1 a.m. Notice now a little bit of movement to the south and west here with the light greens or light precipitation just about reaching the Philadelphia region. Let's jump ahead another 6 hours, and there you can see it continuing a little bit farther to the south and west by early tomorrow morning, probably cold enough for all snow in and around New York City, in and around Philadelphia from late tonight into the early part of the morning hours. Later today, it very well could be in the form of rain. There can be some showers reaching Philadelphia late in the afternoon, New York City by late morning, and then it could be a rain or a mix of rain and snow. But overnight, it should get cold enough for pretty much all snow in these two areas. Again, by morning, there could be a few inches on the ground in New York City, maybe 2 to as much as 5 inches by later tomorrow morning in the New York City region. Philadelphia, perhaps a coating to an inch or two, and some slippery spots are possible on untreated surfaces. For this particular event, the farther to the north and east you go along the coast, the more precipitation will occur. Finally, here's the forecast map for later on tomorrow morning, early part of the afternoon. It's starting to finally pull away here. We'll see this just tend to drive to the north and east tomorrow afternoon. There can be some breaks in the clouds by then, and it paves the way for much different conditions setting up over the weekend. By Sunday, Monday, it'll be downright mild here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It'll stay mild on Tuesday, but showers are very likely as a strong cold front comes through. That'll bring some colder air back into the Mid-Atlantic region for the middle part of next week. Well, that's it for now. Stay tuned to the SIAweather.com for updates. I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.